Hey everybody, how's it going? It's 10:10 p.m. here at Technique Roofing Systems. As you can see, it's pretty dark outside. So, um, with the twins coming, I am super far behind, which is fine. But on some inspections I have done for some customers. So, I'm just decided after I went home and had dinner that I'm going to come back to the office. I do this quite a bit, and just knock out some proposals and some inspection reports. So I'm bringing you along to show you kind of my process. So we use company cam in the field. When I come back to the office, what I like to do is pull up company cam, pull up the old report. This is a facility I was already at the year before. All three of these are. So I have what we, expected to see, some repairs that we did, how them repairs are looking, holding up, and then any additional stuff that we recommend at this time on these facilities. So I'll be writing all that up and getting it sent to the customer, and it's going to be a good night. I got a big day tomorrow, meetings in the morning, driving up to Michigan, got 3 facilities to look at, several buildings, and then heading over to do a leak in Kalamazoo. So then down to South Bend. So here we go, baby. And good morning, everybody. So 1:23 a.m. I finished about 20 minutes ago and was catching up some emails. Really good. We got them all done, all 3 of them. It's funny because you work all day and then you come into the office at night, and you start off good posture. Especially for the video, time lapse. Want to have great posture. Then as it goes on, you start to shrink a little bit. And then by the end of it, you're like, ugh. So, anyways, gonna go home, get some sleep. Big day tomorrow. Traveling, looking at some roofs. Stuff I like to do. Real good, fun stuff. So, have a great one. Catch you later. Cheers, everybody. Everybody at the second stop here. So just wanted to let everybody know a little bit about the process of how I do this. So as you seen last night, I was writing them reports up. Well, here we are today, and we're getting pictures and writing down notes and taking information on what we're seeing at these facilities. That way, if we don't get to the report tonight, we will have it fresh in our mind on the notes. What we look for on this kind of property with a continuous panel metal building is we look for, first off, pop fasteners on the edge. Make sure we're good there. It's all secure. The metal isn't going to come up, blow away. The rake edges, we're looking at the edge detail because oftentimes those are loose from just years of expanding and contracting with the metal, and then also the weather. And lastly, another thing we're looking at is when you have a continuous panel roof, that has, a peak, not just sloped one way, you do get some sort of bends and kinks in the metal, and over time that will cause some cracks and some fractures in the actual panel, which will be a water infiltration spot. So we're looking at that closely as well. These are some really good buildings. This won't be such a long inspection. Not really a whole lot to see here, but we'll get this one done and get on to the next one. So See you there. Hey everybody, this is our fourth stop. I didn't do a video at the third stop, but as you can see here, we're just giving them a price to do a coating. We're just gonna give them a permanent, not a permanent, but a 10 to 15 year solution and put an acrylic coating on that complex. So here though, at this place in Kalamazoo, we have a leak, and we have found the leak. It's just a couple pop fasteners on a rib. We're gonna go ahead and get them repaired and head to Avon, Indiana from here, as we have an emergency leak and we need to get that taken care of. Some guys were pressure washing the roof, got too close to the Duralast and caused some holes. So we're gonna get over there, weld some patches on, and probably call it a night there. Might end up driving up to South Bend. That way we're ready for the morning. So depends how tired I am. So let's get after it. All right, got that leak done. Just plugged into GPS. We got 3 hours, 34 minutes, 10:22 p.m. We will get there, see what's going on. Hopefully we can get the lights out if need be and fix this leak for the customer, and be a pretty good day. I mean, can't complain about that. But anyways, without further ado, let's roll to this site. Everybody, here we are in South Bend, Indiana. It's 8:56 p.m. A couple things we found here. So it's a 2016 TPO roof. As you can see by these pictures, they got this parapet that runs. It's an internal parapet, and there's a metal cap on it. Well, the one side of the parapet, as you see here, is encapsulated by membrane all the way up underneath the metal cap. So you have that on the one side, but then on the other side, they go underneath the counter flashing, the existing counter flashing that was there. So two of our leaks in two separate areas are along right under where this parapet wall is. And what I found was these fasteners that are on the sheet metal have popped up, allowing water into it, which runs underneath and then runs down the wall into the building. So one thing I'd like to say about this is something we would have fully encapsulated with membrane. So we would have taken membrane all the way up this wall on both sides, heat welded it together, and then that's how we would did it. We wouldn't have had a metal finish on the top. And understandably, this could be something that's cosmetic, although I can't see it from the road. And again, it's not the person's fault who installed this. They probably were just a subcontractor being told what to do, and like, all right, you guys are paying me, I'll do that. I wouldn't do it this way, and the reason is because that's why I'm here. It's only 6 years later, and we got some leaks, 2 of them right here. And the reason I want to do it is because I don't want to go to my customer who just gave me money to put a roof on 6 years later and say, hey, it's actually not that roof you gave us all that money for, it's this wall. And then him say, well, why didn't you just cover the wall when you did it instead of doing it now, Ben? And I'll be like, well, I don't have a good answer because I need more money to do it now. So I'd rather just take responsibility, because right now the responsibility of waterproofing the building has been abdicated by the brick. So opportunity lies where responsibility has been abdicated. Jordan Peterson right there. So take the opportunity is what I would do. Cover that wall. I'd insulate the wall, cut the counter flashing off down smooth, put membrane up, fully encapsulate it. That's what we do. And this is our solution, and this is the experiences we've had have made us encapsulate internal parapet walls. That's what we do. So real quick, another leak we had. So Right here we got this HVAC unit. Right there's that internal parapet wall that is not fully encapsulated. So out from that wall about 10 foot, we have another leak. So, you know, this is my process. And again, there's probably like 72 other ways to do this better. Probably somebody has a standard operating procedure wrote down how to do all this stuff. But this is how I look at it right here. So I come over here, I got water on 2 sides, 3 sides, goes around the other side of this unit. So right away I know it's not where that water is because the leak isn't currently active, right? And it's not the unit because the leak isn't currently active. So that eliminates them 2 things, majority of them 2 options. So I start crawling around because the second thing I'm looking for is a hole in the membrane, because next to a unit, that means it's serviced. That means there's tools up here. That means there's possibility of somebody dropping a tool. And there we are. Right here, we got ourselves a hole. And I'm sure there's another picture I'll throw up right here, but that's it. Found that. Now, again, you don't assume that is it, because I've been back to places and found a hole 7 feet away after I found a hole, and it was just them 2 holes. So, you know, I did a full hands and knees around the whole thing, didn't find anything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and patch that. What we're gonna do here is I'm gonna replace all the loose fasteners along the whole thing. I seen as soon as I popped one of the fasteners, there was water underneath of it. And then once I took it off, I could see the water, you know, underneath the metal in the membrane coming up. So just gonna go ahead and replace all these fasteners down here, and that's what we're gonna do tonight. So. Alright, at the hotel, just got cleaned up. Gonna go ahead and try to knock out some proposals and inspection reports. Pretty tired though. You know, it's Friday already. Ended up just staying somewhere in South Bend, so got about a 2-hour drive in the morning. Gives me about an hour and a half to knock some stuff out, so let's get her done. All right, everybody, good morning. So we made it to Indianapolis here, Avon, outside Indianapolis, at this restaurant where the pressure washers, well, technically they're cleaning the hoods out, and they were pressure washing. It caused a lot of damage. As you can see in these pictures, a lot of damage to the roof. Now, I don't have enough membrane to do all these repairs, but a lot of it isn't all the way through the membrane. It's only partial the way through, but it still needs to be repaired. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and repair the damage that is all the way through, that's causing the leaks. So I'm gonna go ahead and get them patched up. You know, it's raining, got the rain jacket on, about to stop here soon though, so that's good. So I'll get these patched, stop the leaks for them, and I'm heat welding membrane, so these are, you know, good permanent repairs that I'm doing. I'm not just temp repairing it. So I'm gonna clean it off, acetone the membrane, heat weld on new Duralast. This is a 2007 Duralast roof. So, and then from here we're gonna go to Fort Wayne, and we're gonna fix the leak there at a department store and head home. I got dinner and a movie with the wife for the first time in a long time. Very excited about that. Gonna watch the new Thor movie. So, and she's a quality time lover, so I gotta make it on time. So nothing could stop me today. Gotta get going. Keep you updated. right, there we go. Got all my patches on. The other stuff that I see, it's gonna need fixed, but I don't believe it's all the way through. So I fixed everything that I think is causing them leaks. This should hold them off. We'll get some guys out here. Today's Friday, probably Monday, Tuesday the latest. And we'll, put membrane over all the partial tears. I'm guessing I probably missed a couple things. There's a lot of damage up here, but I know this will stop it enough that they'll be okay all weekend. So on to the next stop. See you there. Hey everybody, at the last stop here, this department store. It's got a 2001 roof on it. And this is one of them leaks where nothing really is super obvious. Somebody has been up here before and put some patches, as you could see, on a couple lifts they found. But it's a slope away from the wall, so it would be a lot for me to think any sort of minor lift would cause a leak like they're seeing on the inside. You can see some photos here. I did find on the unit right over the leaky section some fasteners that are allowing water into the unit. And then also there is a door that comes out the wall and it's not properly sealed on the top, and I think some water could be running down the parapet, getting behind the door frame, and then running through the wall or down through the wall into the building. So, and then also I did find the corner parapet detail to be a little shady or suspect to say, but there's not much I can do here. I think what needs to happen, and this is what I'm going to suggest, is that we come back here, we take a water hose and we start water testing areas. We'll start in one area, go to the next, because there could be a pinhole in this deck that I just can't see, and I looked for a good hour and didn't find anything, but there might be something I'm missing. And if we take the water hose and we spray this unit down top to bottom and it don't leak, well, that eliminates that as a area of concern. If we spray that wall down and that door don't leak, then we know that's nothing. So either way, the fastener should be fixed on the wall and I'd reseal the door. But the main thing is, we could be looking for a real tiny hole in this roof deck that's hard to find, that we need some help with. And that's why sometimes you gotta water test areas, and you'll have a guy downstairs to tell you once it starts leaking, and then you'll methodically start from one end or one area and move after a while, because it's hard to simulate the kind of rainfall and like the kind of volume of water. So you really want to take your time to allow, if there is, say, a tiny hole, well, it might take 30 minutes with the water hose to get it to leak, whereas maybe only 5 minutes of rainfall. So you want to really work that water, let it, get into the leak area and get into the store before you move on to the next area. So, that's something we do. We methodically water test areas. This roof looks good. It's just could have a little hole somewhere. Somebody dropped something, didn't say anything. Either way, we'll see what happens. I'll get the proposal into them. Now I got to go home. Got to take the wife out, watch the new Thor, Love and Thunder. Looking forward to it. Have a good weekend, everybody.